Hi everyone and welcome back to part 2 of my Accordion Art Journal. So in part 1 I did the front and the back cover as well as 4 pages, and if you haven't seen the video I will be linking it down below in the description. And today I'm going to work at the back on the 4 black panels. I am going to start with my acrylic paints and I'm using 2 colors of distress paint here. I am going to apply color this time with a brush and I'm doing dry brushing over a thick watercolor paper. Now I don't use water at all for this technique. After all, distress paint is quite liquid as an acrylic paint, so it is really easy to spread out. I allow some seconds for the first layer of paint to soak into the paper before I go on top with the other colors so that they don't mix completely and I can definitely see the brush strokes on top of my paper. And to bring the background more to life, I want to add a more vibrant color. So again, I'm going back to my distress paints, and this is Kids Flamingo. And as you can see, this was a little bit gooey. It is a bottle that I have for years and years. I don't know how many years I have it. And you can see how thickened it is, but it's not an issue. You see, I can still work with it and I am determined to use the paint and not throw it away. So you see, just again doing the dry brushing technique, adding some brush strokes here and there completely randomly. Don't get too attached with your backgrounds. Most of it is going to look completely different once we do the rest of the techniques. So here I'm bringing a stencil, and with what I have left over on my brush, I'm just going to brush it off and clean the brush actually over the stencil. So this way I end up with some details. I'm going to bring in a little bit more of that paint and do some extra circles here and there. And you can definitely introduce another color here. It's going to look nice on top of what we already have. And remember, this is acrylic paint, so you can build color on top of another color. Now I am going to move on and do some stamping for the background. I will be using 3 different stamp sets which are perfect for backgrounds, and I will start with this beautiful text that is combined with a butterfly. I am going to stamp with black archival ink at the back, and I always tend to do the stamping for the background with my fingers because I don't get the perfect impression this way. I am going to stamp in different parts of the paper. I mainly go for 3 different areas so that I can create kind of a visual triangle, and I'm going to mix and match different stamps. I go for different shapes when I do that, so I see those stamps as textures and not as actual text that it is readable. And you will see that I'm going to combine bigger text with smaller and finer prints. I will introduce some numbers or even some circles, and I always stamp where I have stamped before, kind of creating clusters. And you see, for the smaller stamps I go ahead and use a stamping block, but that's because it makes it easier for me to hold the small stamp. Otherwise I would get ink all over my fingers. However, with bigger stamps I tend to use my fingers to do the stamping. And I'm also going to add some black splatters. I'm using black calligraphy ink here with a very fine brush, not to end up with big blobs. And you can see how the black stamping and the stenciling really transformed what we have done on the first step with the dry brushing of the acrylic paint. I think that it comes together beautifully, and to finish it off I'm going to ink up the edges with black again, kind of defining the edge and creating a little border. So I'm happy with how those backgrounds look. I'm going to use some glue and stick them on top of my Accordion Art Journal. And if you look at the pages that I did at part 1, I did add some splatter ink with salvage patina on all my pages, and this is what I'm going to repeat here. This is a little detail that is kind of going to bring all the pages together, although they are actually different. They are similar as well. So little details like that is going to help the whole project look more coherent. And I'm going to work on the next two backgrounds, and you can see here I grabbed again my really old acrylic paints. These again are from the Distress Paint line, but they are so old that again they are gooey. However, I can still work with them. I'm just going to dip my brush inside and just apply with dry brushing technique. And this is the old packaging that they used to do when they had, instead of a flip top, they had this cup with a sponge. But now it is completely dry. I know that I can change the cups into the flip tops, but I really don't mind. And I just want to use the whole bottle so I can move on and buy new ones with the flip tops, which are nice and runny and not as gooey as mine. In any case, you can see how lovely this color combination is, absolutely gorgeous, and you will see how it's going to transform. Again, I'm just going to follow what I did for the first two pages, and you can see that by following the exact same steps, but just switching up the background stamps or by switching up the color combination, you can get a completely different look and feel. So here as an accent color, I'm going with Blueprint Sketch, I believe, a lovely vibrant color, and you can see that was really runny and beautiful, easy to apply, just because it is a new bottle. Now I am going to add some accents, darker accents here and there. I don't want to overwhelm the background, I still want to see the beautiful brushstrokes from the back. And again, don't get too attached with what you see on your background, because most of it is going to look completely different at the end. So here I use the same color to add the circles on both of the backgrounds. I'm moving on to do the stamping, again repeating the same techniques like before. And this time for the splatter ink, instead of using salvage patina, because I already have that color on my page, I decided to go with yellow. And I think this is squeezed lemonade, which is going to sit on top of those blues, and it's going to add some highlights. So I'm going to ink up the edges, stick those pages on my Accordion Art Journal, and I'm ready to start working on the focal points. For the first two pages, I'm going to play with this die, which I absolutely love. It is going to give you 3 postal stamps that are connected. You can definitely separate them if you like, but as it is connected, it fits miraculously into my page. So I'm going to use it as it is. And the die set includes more dies than this one. So there are little dies to cut out layers to stick on top of your postal windows, and there is also a little clip which I'm going to use. I cut out the little layers just by using some really neutral pattern paper that I had in my stash. I'm going to add a little bit of that salvage patina. This is going to add some color that matches what I already have on my pages. I used my ink tool, and I just going to ink up the edges just to define them a little bit, and I'm going to stick them in place. I cut out the main die from black cardstock, so everything really stands out. And by the way, just like always, down below in the description you will find links to all the products that I use. I am playing with products from the latest collection by All and Create, and instead of showing you an unboxing where you can see all the products that have been released, I decided to just make a project trying to fit in as many products as possible so that you can see them in action and decide which ones are your favorites. But definitely this die is a favorite of mine. Now I am sticking that down, and this is going to provide a great area where you can stick whatever you want. It can be a flower, it can be a butterfly, or it can be the new cuties. And you know that I absolutely love those, and I keep on using them again and again. So this month is no exception. I'm going to pick 3 images from this bunch, and I'm just going to stamp, color them, cut them out with my scissors and stick them on my panels. Now I didn't show the whole process of that because the video would need to have an extra part, and we are already in part 2. But you see how I'm sticking them down, making sure that they come from all different directions just to make it more fun. Now these little stamp sets give you also sentiments and phrases that you can play with. And I went with the one that says Creative Chaos Encouraged. And I think it is perfect for this page. By the way, a little fun fact, the guy in the middle is the owner of All and Create, my very good friend Abs. And he gave me a coupon code for you guys, which is 10% off if you shop on the official website of All and Create. The coupon code never expires and you can find it down below in the description. Final touches for this page, I'm just adding some white splatters, and as always you will be able to see close-up photos for all the details at the end of the video. Now for the next page, I'm using again the same die with the 3 connected Postal stamps, and I'm doing again the exact same thing that I did on the other page, just sticking those layers on top. This time I'm going to use it completely differently, and I will show you a really fun way to work with it. I'm just cutting out a piece of a ribbon because I want to have a closure for what I'm going to create here. So you can just wrap it as a small accordion. And I'm going to attach the ribbon at the back just with some double-sided tape. Use something strong or even your hot glue gun. This is going to hold it in place. And this ribbon is actually going to provide a closure for those little accordion element because it tends to open up. I am going to add some glue, stick that on top of the ribbon. And you have a little area where you can stick a little focal points and just tie the ribbon on top to keep it closed. I think it is a lovely interactive element inside an art journal. And again, for these little areas, if you have even more stamps of the cuties, you can definitely go ahead and stick them there. You can even stick your very own photos or any other focal points that you can think of. I'm going with the packs of ephemera that are black and white because that's what I did on the first pages in part A, and I think it is nice to kind of repeat the same idea at the back just to keep everything nice and coherent. Now don't be afraid to make them your own. You can always use your scissors and cut out elements just to fit them in the areas that you are working on. And I'm also going to add 3 little words on top of each one of those areas. I didn't do anything at the back. There are 2 panels that you can work at the back as well. And I will probably finish it off by repeating the exact same idea, doing what I did at the front. I'm going to finish it off by adding some borders with my fine black liner. And of course my white splatters. Now again you will see close-up photos at the end of the video, but look how cute it looks, and I think it would make a great element for the top of a card as well. By the way, I don't know if you can hear lots of noise in the background. My neighbors are renovating and I'm not sure if the mic is catching that noise. I hope it doesn't. Anyway, let's move on to the next pages. And in the same idea with this trio of connected postal stamps, there are more in different sizes and different options. So if this one I have used before, and I did my mini little disc bound journal. I did share all those pages as shorts or reels on my Instagram account and here as shorts on YouTube. And you can definitely check them out. So there is also another one that gives you 4 connected postal stamps, which is the one that I'm going to use here. Little squares a bit larger than the ones that we used for the first pages. So that's what I'm going to use. I did cut them out from black cardstock and I'm just going to use 2 of them. There is also a layer for the top, which again I did the exact same process as I did for the first pages. But this time I just used the blue color that I used on the background just to bring things together. And by the way, if you have come this far and you are enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a comment and like. These are interactions that really help, and they do motivate me to share even more. So for these little areas I chose a black and white rose and a little butterfly for the other one. I'm going to stick them on my pages, and I like that they are not big so that I can see the beautiful background and I'm not covering up a lot of area. I'm using those paper clips. These are from the first die that I used, and I did cut them out from gold cardstock. Again, I'm using my motivational words, and this is an ephemera pack which is packed with this, and I have words for a lifetime. I am outlining the edges of the words, adding my finishing touches with white calligraphy ink, and here is the finished project. I really had so much fun creating this accordion art journal, and I think it is a great project. I will recreate it again, and probably with different sizes of panels. Now you can see here the front and the back, and I will add some close-up photos at the end of the video. If you haven't seen part 1, I am going to add a link down below in the description, along with the coupon codes and the links to the supplies. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired, and I'll see you all next time.